This installment of Brain Cramp Camp is about the 16-second cure. This is 4 specific concrete steps that you take in between points during a tennis match. Credit to Dr. Jim Loehr, who developed the 16-second cure. This is the gold standard, the foundation of mental training on court. If all you get at a Brain Cramp Camp is mastery of the 16-second cure, then all of this is totally worth it. If you watch a professional tennis match, unless it involves Nick Kyrgios, you're going to see some version of the 16-second cure in between points. And no matter the level, if you see a player who's doing each of these 4 concrete steps in between points on a regular basis, you're going to see someone who's highly engaged and who loves to compete on court. Here's the best thing about the 16-second cure. It can be practiced. You don't have to have a PhD in sports psychology. You don't have to be a yogi. You don't even have to be very mentally tough at this time, because you can practice this and learn the tools that will allow you to feel fully engaged on the court. Remember, the mental leads the physical. The things we do in between the points with our mental game affects your physiology on the court, and over the course of a match, the mental will lead the physical game and can lead you into the challenge zone. Before we get into the 16-second cure, first, a Brain Cramp Camp puzzler. Question: do you spend more time during a match playing points or in between the points? Go ahead, press your buzzer. We'll wait a little bit. The average tennis point lasts about 8 seconds. A common range for tennis is 6 seconds to 11 seconds for a point. In contrast, in between points, we are regularly going to have at least 20 seconds, sometimes longer when you have to pick up your own balls. So the bottom line is you are going to be spending more time in between points than you are playing points during a tennis match. And how you use that time in between the points goes a long way to your level of engagement. The 16-second cure has 4 steps. First, strong response. Second, relaxation. Third, preparation. And fourth, ritual. We're going to go through each of those 4 right now. The first phase of the 16-second cure is a strong response. Okay? Note, I didn't necessarily say a positive response. I said a strong response. And that is to focus on body language that is strong no matter the outcome of the point. It could be to pump a fist. If your opponent hit a good shot, it could be to give credit. Okay? But I'd love to see 2 things. One is immediately afterwards, a hop with your body, and second, shifting the racket to your non-dominant hand. This, to me, is a consistent, strong response. Craig O'Shaughnessy has an admonition that is powerful. Your worst point, your best response. If you can do that, then you're mastering the strong response step in the 16-second cure. The second step in the 16-second cure is relaxation. And I'd like to see 3 things during the relaxation phase. The first and most important is to walk past the baseline. This is necessary in order to give yourself sufficient time to cycle down and relax. Some players like to walk back and touch the fence. That's totally fine. The second thing I like to see is while you're walking, have the racket head above your handle and your eyes on your strings. If the racket head is up, you're emotionally feeling strong, and to have your eyes on your strings up here also keeps your posture in a strong position, and your eyes on the strings also enhances your level of concentration. The third thing that I like to see during the relaxation phase is breathing. Depending on the situation, you might use something like the Navratilova breath, where you're breathing in 3 seconds, roll your shoulders back, out 3 seconds. This is also an excellent time to take your tennis temperature. The third step of the 16-second cure is preparation. You're going to turn and face the court, trying to have strong body language, feeling like a matador. Mentally, now you're going to start to cycle up for the next point and think about your game plan. What is the game plan, and more specifically, what tactic do I want to run on this next point? As you approach the baseline, you are going to move into the fourth step of the 16-second cure, and that is your ritual. If you're returning, you're probably going to either sway back and forth or bounce into the return, getting your body ready for the return. This is also a point in which you may have a performance statement, something quick that you tell yourself before you hit the return. If you are getting ready to serve, I like to see a player bounce into a serve and then find their rhythm through bouncing the ball. Again, there may be a performance statement in there. The key in the ritual is all you're doing is activating into your tactic and getting yourself ready to play the point. 16-second cure and these 4 concrete steps are the most direct path to regularly getting into the challenge zone on the tennis court. It is going to take some practice to make this a habit, and along the way it's going to take some mental energy on your part to master the 16-second cure. Here's what I recommend that you do in addition to practicing this on your own. At some point, have a friend, a teammate, a family member record you playing a set, and most importantly, record you in between points while playing a competitive match. You will learn so much about how you are using that time in between points, and that is going to be important information as you start to master the 16-second cure. As you learn the 16-second cure, you are going to find a level of control over your body and mind and tennis experience that you have never achieved before. I highly recommend invest in the 16-second cure.